some on and off that is happening. But any which ways, now that we are back, we'll continue. Can you hear me? Any difficulties in what we have done so far? Anybody has any difficulties? Please let me know. Otherwise, we'll proceed further. Yes. Otherwise, today, as I said, we are going to look at the decimal expansion, isn't it? We're going to look at the rational numbers and their decimal expansion. Okay, just let me know if you have any difficulties. Yes. So, no difficult. You have doubt in 1.3, question 2. Question prove that 3 plus root 25 is irrational. Same method we are going to do, Abdul Ahad. What we had done last time, I had shown you how to prove. So you're going to say, I'll just give you brief steps. I'm not going to go into too many details because all those statements and all those things are there with you. You can check again. I'll just show you briefly how you should go about it. Okay, so let's see. Let me show 3 plus 2 root 5 is irrational. We'll say, let us assume that this is rational. So if this is rational, that means there exist integers a upon b which are co-primes. That means 3 plus 2 root 5 equals to a upon. I'll shift 3 this side. So I'll have 2 5 to a upon b 3. A upon b. Also, then I'll take LCM. So I have root 5, 2 5 equals to a minus 3b upon b. Then I'll shift to this side. So root 5 equals to a minus 3b upon 2b. I'll get till here. After this, I'm going to say the same statements which I've made in the previous sums. That is 3, 2, a and b. Since 3, 2, a and b are integers, therefore a minus 3b upon 2b is a rational number. Therefore, a minus 3b upon 2b is a rational number. That is, right hand side is rational. Therefore, left hand side, that is root 5, is also rational. Therefore, root 5 is rational. But we know root 5 is irrational. This contradiction has arisen because of our wrong assumption. Hence, 3 plus 2 root 5 is irrational. That is how we are going to go about it. Is that clear? Ahad? Abdul Ahad, is that clear? If you have any doubt, please ask. इसके आगे के स्टेटमेंट्स वही लिखने हैं आपको. सिंस 2, 3, A and B are integers, therefore this is a rational number, therefore this is a rational number. But we already know that root 5 is irrational. ठीक है? So let's now look at rational numbers and their decimal expansion. Rational numbers and their decimal expansion. So what are rational numbers? Rational numbers are those numbers which are in the form P upon Q. Rational numbers are those numbers which can be written in the form P upon Q. Okay. Rational numbers are numbers which can be written in the form P upon Q, where Q is not equal to 0. It can be written in the form P upon Q, where Q is not equal to 0. Now, that also brings us to this thing. Okay, इसको जब हम expand करेंगे, so either this will be terminating, or non-terminating and recurring. Non-terminating and recurring. Either the decimal expansion will be terminating, and when it is non-terminating, that time it will be recurring. So P upon Q will be either terminating or it will be recurring. Is that clear? अब कब terminating होते हैं और कब recurring होते हैं, that also we are going to see. Okay, we are going to look at some examples which tells us what is this. So for example, if you have 2 upon, it will be what? 2 divided by 3. If I do that, 0. So this would be 0.66 recurring. This would be recurring. Similarly, if I had 10 upon 5, this will be 2.0. That is terminating. Even if I had 5 and 12. So this is a 2.4. So either it will be terminating or it will be recurring. Any P number, any rational number, it will be of the form which is either terminating, decimal form, कहीं तो जाके खत्म हो रहा है, or it will be recurring. Okay, so that is what is a rational number whose decimal expansion is either terminating or recurring. One of the two it will be always. Okay, now when does it become terminating? Recurring का हम देखेंगे. When does it become terminating? Okay, for that we are going to look at few examples. We are going to look at few examples which tells us when it becomes terminating and when it does not become terminating. That is when it is recurring. Okay, so let's look at some examples. 0.375. Now 0.375, I can also write it as 0.375. I can also write it as 375 upon 1000. 375 upon 1000. And this 1000 can also be written as 375 upon 10 cube. 375 upon 10 cube. Similarly, supposing I had another number 0.104. This also I can write as 104 upon 1000, which is 104 upon 10 cube. 104 upon 10 cube. Or if I had a number like this, 0.0875. So this I can write as 875, 1, 2, 3, 4 decimals. Decimals के बाद there are 4 digits. So 1, 2, 3, 4 zeros. So 875 upon 10 raised to 4. 875 upon 10 raised to 4. Now, how about this? See if you can write this number the way I have written, then we will proceed further. सिर्फ उतना चेक कर लो. 23.3408. See how we are going to write this. See if you can do that. See if you can do this. Then we'll proceed further. Anyone? You have done this? This will be written as 23. ये 4 है, उसको 3408 डेसिमल हटा दो. 4 places jump हुआ. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 23.3408 upon 10 raised to 4. Upon 10 raised to 4. Correct. So that is how we have written this. Still here clear? Now you'll see all of these are terminating. अब ये जो terminating है ना, ये जो terminating है, all of these, if I were to simplify, okay, like 375 into 10 raised to 3 is nothing but 375 can be written as 375 can be written as 3 into 5 cube upon 2 cube into 5 cube. 5 cube will cancel. 2 cube. 3 upon 2 cube. Similarly, 104 I can write as 13 into 8, that is 13 into 2 cube, and 10 cube will be written as 2 cube into 5 cube. Again 2 cube will cancel. This will be 13 upon 5 cube. 13 upon 5 cube. Okay, it is 13 upon 5 cube. Now 875 when I simplify further, 875 when I simplify further, because there is, okay, first I'll show you, then I'll write it. 875 can be written as 125 into 7 upon 2 raised to 4 into 5 raised to 4. 125 is nothing but 5 cube into 7, and this I can write as 2 raised to 4 into 5 into 5 raised to cube. So this 5 cube and 5 cube will cancel. This 5 cube and 5 cube will cancel. So I'm left with 2 raised to 4 into 5 upon 7. So this will be 7 upon, rather, 7 upon 2 raised to 4 into 5. And this 233408 is nothing but, this is 2 raised to 4, that is 2 into 2 into 2. Okay. Sorry, 2 raised to 6. It's 2 raised to 6 into 2 raised to 6 into 7 into 521 upon 2 raised to 4 into 5 raised to 4. 2 raised to 6 into 7 into 521 upon 2 raised to 4 into 5 raised to 4. Now when I take this 2 raised to 4 up, this will subtract from this laws of indices. So this will become 2 square into 7 into 521 upon 5 raised to 4. Okay. It will become 2 square into 7 into 521 upon 5 raised to 4. Okay. So copy till here, then I'll tell you what it means. Yes, please. Once you have finished, let me know. Once you have finished it, okay, we'll proceed further. Okay, so you'll have done with this. Okay, now from this, see what does it show to us. It says 0.375. That means it is a terminating decimal. Okay, the standard form of that is 3 upon 2 cube or 3 upon 8. If you were given the number 3 upon 8 and if you were supposed to divide it, you were supposed to divide 3 by 8, what you would get is 0.375. What you would get is 0.375. What it means is it is a terminating decimal. After 3 places it is terminating, but it is a terminating decimal. Similarly, if you were to divide 13, if you were to divide 13 by 125, if you were to divide 13 by 125, you would get 0.104. 0.104. This is what you would get if you divide 13 by 125. If you were to divide 7 by 80, if you were to divide 7 by 80, you would get 0.0875. You would get 0.0875. Similarly, if you were to divide 14,588, if you were to divide 14,588 by 625, if you were to divide 14,588 by 625, the answer would be 23.3408. 23.3408. In all these cases, the division is terminating, or the decimal form is terminating. So what it tells you is, if you'll see, in all these cases, whether it is 3 upon 8 or 13 upon 125 or 7 upon 80, whatever it is, if you'll see, it says that the denominator, pay attention to the denominator, it is either a multiple of 2 raised to n into 5 raised to m. It is either a multiple, denominator I'm saying, denominator is of the form 2 raised to n into 5 raised to n. That means it has only 2 and 5 as the prime factors. It has only 2 and 5 as the prime factors. Are both needed? No. Even if one is there, like in the first case, 2 cube, only 2 cube. I know it is a terminating decimal just by looking at the denominator. In the second case, it is only 5 cube, 5 raised to n. Still it is terminating. Here it is both 5 and 2. Still it is terminating. So that is what is your theorem, which states, which we are going to write down next. Basically what it means is, अगर denominator में सिर्फ 2 और 5, सिर्फ 2 और 5, even if there is one more, even if there is 3 or even if there is 7, then it is not going to be terminated. It requires only 2 and 5. Now 2 can be 10 times, 2 can be 2 times, 2 can be 25 times. 5 can be only once, or 5 can be 5 times. That doesn't matter. But factors in the denominator should be 2 and 5 only. 2 and 5 only. Now sometimes it might so happen that the denominator में भी 3 आ रहा है, लेकिन अगर वो numerator के 3 से cancel हो रहा है, still it's going to be terminating. After cancelling everything, the denominator should have only 2 and 5. After cancelling everything, the denominator should have only 2 and 5. Then it is called as a, then it will be a terminating decimal. So let's write down that theorem ka statement, what it says. All of you take it down, please. Two statements, which are, one is the corollary or the converse of the other. Write down. Let x be a rational number whose decimal expansion terminates. Let x be a rational number. Let x be a rational number whose decimal expansion terminates. Let x be a rational number whose decimal expansion terminates. Then let x be a rational number whose decimal expansion terminates. Then x can be expressed in the form. Then x can be expressed in the form p upon q. Then x can be expressed in the form p upon q, where then x can be expressed in the form p upon q, where p and q are co-prime. where P and Q are co-prime, where P and Q are co-prime, and where P and Q are co-prime, and the prime factorization of Q and the prime factorization of Q and the prime factorization of Q is of the form, and the prime factorization of Q is of the form 2 raised to m into 5 raised to m, is of the form 2 raised to n into 5 raised to m, is of the form 2 raised to n into 5 raised to m, where is of the form 2 raised to n into 5 raised to m, where n and m, where n and m are non-negative integers, where m and n are non-negative integers. Where m and n are non-negative integers. Done? अगर नहीं हुआ है, कुछ छूट गया तो प्लीज पूछो, और अगर हो गया है तो बता दो. अब्दुल अहद, रिजा, जकी. All of you done? Let x be a rational number whose decimal expansion terminates. Then x can be expressed in the form p upon q, wherein p and q are co-primes, and the prime factorization of q is of the form 2 raised to n into 5 raised to m, where n and m are non-negative integers. Where m and n are non-negative integers. Done, Zaki, Abdul Ahad? Only Riza's finished. What are the others doing? Abdul Ahad done. Zaki? हो गया तो please let me know. Zaki is disconnected. Very good. So what it says is, if it is of that form, what we have seen, P upon Q, where P and Q are co-primes, then it is terminating. अगर उल्टा है, अगर ये दिया है अपने को, supposing they have given us that prime factorization is of the form, then this has a decimal expansion which terminates. That's the other way around. Let's write that statement also. Let's write that statement also. Please take down. Let x equal to P upon Q. Let x equal to P upon Q be a rational number. Let x equal to P upon Q be a rational number. Let x equal to P upon Q be a rational number such that, let x equal to P upon Q be a rational number such that the prime factorization of Q, such that the prime factorization of Q is of the form, such that the prime factorization of Q is of the form 2 raised to n into 5 raised to m. 2 raised to n into 5 raised to m, such that the prime factorization of Q is of the form 2 raised to n into 5 raised to m, where 2 raised to n into 5 raised to m, where n and m, where n and m, where n and m are non-negative integers, where n and m are non-negative integers, where n and m are non-negative integers. Then x has a decimal expansion, then x has a decimal expansion which terminates, then x has a decimal expansion which terminates. Okay, Zaki, last time we had done one, I had given you one statement, that was a theorem, which said if the numbers can be expressed in the form p upon q, where p and q are co-primes, then it is a terminating. अब उसका converse हम लिख रहे हैं. I'll repeat it for you. Please write fast. Okay. Let x equal to p upon q be a rational number. Let x equal to p upon q be a rational number such that, let x equal to p upon q be a rational number such that the prime factorization of q, such that the prime factorization of q is of the form, such that the prime factorization of q is of the form 2 raised to n into 5 raised to m, such that the prime factorization of q is of the form 2 raised to n into 5 raised to m, where n and m are non-negative integers, where n and m are non-negative integers, where n and m are non-negative integers. Then, where n and m are non-negative integers, then x has a decimal expansion that terminates. Then x has a decimal expansion which terminates. Then x has a decimal expansion which terminates. Then x has a decimal expansion which terminates. We'll be getting disconnected. Again, please use the same user ID, password and login. Then we'll see the small part that is remaining before we finish this chapter. So the moment you get disconnected, please log in again. Okay? Where n, then x has a decimal expansion which terminates. यहाँ तक अगर कुछ नहीं समझा है तो please पूछो. Basically, it is saying if in the denominator only 2 and 5 are the factors,